Hey, welcome back, Lee here. In this video I'm going to cover the most useful commands when first starting to learn Linux. So let's get to it. So the most common command is the ls command, and it's actually short for list. The ls command allows you to list all files or directories within the current directory. It also has various options, and I will show some of the main ones. So ls on its own will just show the files and directories, but no real information and no hidden files. ls-a will list hidden files and directories. ls-l displays files of the current directory in long listed format. Basically, it gives more information such as the permissions, the owner, the file size, date of creation, etc. ls-t sorts the files in the order they were modified, with the most recently modified file displayed first. You can also add the head command in order to show the most recently edited file in the current directory. You can also add the -h option, which stands for human readable, in order to print file sizes like 1K, 3 megabytes, 2 gigabytes instead of just bytes. You must combine the -h with the -l command in order to display this information. You can also add the -r to list the files and directories in reverse order. You can do ls-d */ to display only the subdirectories without other files. And of course, you can combine a range of these options together to get the information you are looking for. The cd command in Linux stands for change directory. It is used to change the current directory within the terminal, and by default the terminal opens the home directory. So the first thing we need to establish is the current working directory, and we use the pwd command, which stands for print working directory. As you can see, we are in the default home directory. To change to the root directory, we use cd //. To return to the home directory from anywhere, just use cd without any arguments. To change to a directory that resides within the current directory, just specify its name after the command. You can see there is another directory within this directory which we can change to as well. And from here we can simply use the cd /... command to move up one level in the directory structure. To return to a previous directory, whether it happens to be up or down in the hierarchy, use the cd -- command. And of course, if you know the full path to a directory, you can change to it regardless of the current working directory. In this case, I went from the home directory straight into directory 2, skipping directory 1. So to create a new directory, simply use the mkdir command, which stands for make directory. You can create a single directory, or you can create multiple at the same time. So to remove a file, we use the rm command. And be aware, once you delete a file, it is not recoverable. There's no unremove command. So what we'll do is we'll remove file, check it's gone, and as you can see, it's gone. If we want to copy a file, we use the cp command. So let's view the contents of file 2 using the cat command. The cat command is short for concatenate, and it simply reads and outputs the contents of a file. When we cat file 2, we can see that it's got some basic text. This is file 2. So what we'll do is we'll do cp file 2 for copy file 2. We'll call the new file new file.txt. ls again to see the new file. We can see the new file has indeed been created. And all we need to do now is prove that that's definitely being copied. And as you can see, it has. So we can rename a file in Linux with the mv command. So let's rename new file.txt. So we'll go mv new file.txt. We'll rename it to new name.txt. And as you can see, there's the new file. We can also move a file into a different directory using the same command. So we'll do pwd to print the current working directory, and we'll move the new name.txt file into directory 1. So mv new name.txt, and then when we cd into directory 1, list the contents, new name.txt has indeed been moved. So we can create a file as well using the touch command. So let's create a new file, list the contents, new file.txt has been created. We can remove a directory with the rmdir command. We'll remove the folder directory. It's no longer there. To see who you're currently logged in as, use the whoami command. To add a user, use the useradd command. Because it says permission denied, we need to initiate this with root privileges, so we use the sudo command. We can confirm that the user was created by viewing the passwd file. As you can see, John is at the bottom. To remove this user, use the userdel command. We can now see it was removed. To change your password, use the passwd command. To learn more about a command and view the manual, use the man command. So wget, the non-interactive network downloader. In other words, it downloads files. So let's try it. So you simply type wget and then the particular web page where the file resides. Let's check the file downloaded. As we can see, wordlist 1000 downloaded. Let's view the file. To browse a web page and output its HTML within the terminal, use the curl command. So if we just view this wordlist file using the cat command, you can see that it's a very long file. It's not really practical to view it in one go. So a good command to use is the less command. And as you can see, we can then view it in sections using the spacebar. If we want to see the beginning of a file, we use the head command. If we want to see the end of a file, we use the tail command. If we want to find a particular word within this file, we can use the grep command. We go pipe, grep, and let's search for zoo. If you want to edit text files, use Nano. We simply type Nano and then the name of the file that we want to edit. Say I love pizza, we do Control and O, press enter and then Control and X to exit. We're also going to edit file 2, the I love pizza and I love fries. Control O to save, enter, Control X to exit. And now if you want to compare two files, use the diff command. It tells us which lines in the files must be changed so that they're identical. If the files match, no output is produced. This output essentially means I need to add I love fries from line 2 of file 2 to the next line after line 1 of file 1. but I do recommend reading the documentation from the man command to understand the syntax of the different outputs. We can also use this cmp command to compare two files byte by byte. So to view IP address and interface information, we use the ifconfig command. Okay, so in order to install this, we need to use the apt package manager. In order to do that, we first need to get the latest repositories. And then once we've done that, we can install NetTools. And that's now installed the package. Now if we run ifconfig, it works. ifconfig is actually one of the legacy commands, so the latest command is the IP address command. And that does the same thing, if not better. If you want to test network reachability to a particular destination, use the ping command. It will show you the round trip time and if there's any packet loss. If you want to show the network path to a particular destination, use the traceroute command. If we want to combine ping and trace together, use the mtr command. And this will show you it essentially sends a packet continuously. It keeps repeating it and showing you the packet loss on individual hops. So as you can see, it's going up incrementally. We've sent 20 traces and pings. This looks like packet loss, but it actually isn't. If it was packet loss, it would show on the subsequent hops as well, but it doesn't. This is just rate limiting from this particular router. If you want to see the configured DNS service, use the resolve ctl status command. If you want to view the network or socket statistics, in other words, to see which ports your host is listening on and the established connections, use the ss command. The ss command is actually a simpler and faster version of the older netstat command. You can see it's quite noisy, so you can use switches TULPN to reduce the noisy output. To view storage information, use the df command. If you want to see this in megabytes and gigabytes, append it with the uppercase H. To view the running processes on the system, use the ps command with the aux switch. As you can see, these are all the processes that are actually running on the system. To terminate a process, use the kill command followed by the process ID. To demonstrate this, we'll open up the calendar. We'll try and find the calendar with the ps command. We can see that it is running, and it's process ID 4626, so we'll use the kill command. Now this would close just with the kill command, but if an application had crashed, you would do the force close with the -9, followed by the process ID 4626, and we'll see that the calendar on the left hand side will disappear, which it did. So another really useful one to find out the process ID is the pgrep command. So if I open up the calendar again, I can actually find if I know the name of the app, I can find out the process ID just by putting pgrep calendar, and it'll tell me right there. Another way is using the pkill command. The pkill command doesn't find the process ID, but if you know the name, it'll just kill it using the name. So I can just go pkill calendar. And these are actually much easier than using the ps command and the kill command. To view which applications are using the most CPU or memory, use the top command. We can search for certain files with the find command. Let's find text files within the directory 1 folder. As you can see, it's found the new name and new file.txt files. We can view how much memory is free with the free command. To see a history of all the commands you've been using, type in history. To reboot or shut down your machine, use the sudo reboot or sudo shutdown commands. So I'm going to leave the video right there. Obviously there's many more useful commands to go over, so I'll hopefully see you in part 2 of the Linux Essential Command series. So thanks for watching guys, please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.